Hello, guys. This isn't a late April Fool's joke. Sadly, our beloved Val Kilmer has tragically passed away. A true Hollywood legend. Val Kilmer was the ultimate 80s and 90s icon, a man who brought us some of the most unforgettable performances in movie history. His career had everything: action, drama, comedy, you name it. But his journey wasn't always easy, and in the end, he faced one of the toughest battles of his life. So, buckle up, because we're diving deep into the rise, fall, and lasting legacy of Val Kilmer. Before we get started, let me ask y'all, what's the first movie that comes to mind when you hear his name? Is it Top Gun, with that cold as ice Iceman energy? Or maybe Tombstone, where he straight up stole the show as Doc Holliday? Whatever it is, drop it in the comments. I want to know which of his legendary roles hit the hardest for you. All right, let's get into it. So, Val Edward Kilmer was born December 31st, 1959, in Los Angeles, California. Yup, straight out of Hollywood, so you already know he was destined for greatness. But his childhood wasn't all glitz and glamour. His parents divorced when he was young, and tragedy struck when his younger brother Wesley died at just 15. That loss hit Val hard, but he pushed through and found his passion: acting. Dude was crazy talented from the jump. He got into Juilliard, one of the most prestigious acting schools in the world. Not just anyone gets in there, only the best of the best. So you already know Val was packing some serious skills. Fun fact, he was actually the youngest person ever to get into Juilliard's drama program at the time. Fast forward to the early 80s. Val started off in theater, but Hollywood came knocking, and he answered big time. His first major movie? Top Secret, 1984. A goofy parody flick where he played a rock and roll spy. Not a huge hit, but it put him on the map. Then came Real Genius, 1985, a cult classic where Val played a genius prankster. But the real game changer? Top Gun, 1986. That's when he became the man. He played Iceman, Tom Cruise's cocky rival, and let's be real, he was smooth as hell. The shades, the attitude, the legendary volleyball scene. Dude was dripping charisma. That role made him a superstar, no question. After Top Gun, Val was untouchable. He did Willow, 1988, then dropped an insane performance as Jim Morrison in The Doors, 1991. Like, bro wasn't just acting, he was Morrison. He nailed the voice, the vibe, the whole rock star energy. That role cemented him as a serious actor. Then came Tombstone, 1993. Bruh, if you haven't seen this movie, stop what you're doing and go watch it. Val as Doc Holliday? Pure perfection. He had some of the coldest one-liners ever. "I'm your Huckleberry." Iconic. Straight up legendary performance. Then he did Batman Forever, 1995. Taken over as the Dark Knight from Michael Keaton. Say what you want about the movie, but Kilmer did his thing. Then came The Saint, 1997, underrated but dope spy thriller, and Heat, 1995, where he acted alongside Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. That's GOAT level company right there. But Hollywood ain't all sunshine and rainbows. By the late 90s, Val was getting a rep for being difficult to work with. Directors said he was a perfectionist, but some thought he was just straight up hard to handle. His role in The Island of Dr. Moreau, 1996, was a mess, and the whole production was chaotic. That, plus some flop movies, made Hollywood back off a little. By the 2000s, he was still working, but the big roles? Not so much. He did some solid indie films and voice work. Shout out to his role in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, 2005. Super underrated flick. But the A-list status was fading. Then came the real fight. Around 2014, Val was diagnosed with throat cancer. At first, he kept it real private, but rumors started spreading when people noticed he had trouble speaking. Eventually, he opened up and revealed he had undergone a tracheotomy, which left him with a damaged voice. For an actor, especially one with a voice as iconic as his, this was devastating. But Kilmer, he's a warrior. He fought through it, and in 2020, he even got back on screen. He wrote a memoir called I'm Your Huckleberry, where he told his story his way. And then, in 2021, he made the most epic comeback ever, Top Gun: Maverick. But man, life had other plans. On April 1st, 2025, the world got hit with some tough news. Val Kilmer passed away at 65. Cause? Pneumonia. After everything he'd been through, this was the fight he couldn't win. It's crazy because even after losing his voice, he never lost his presence. The dude was still inspiring people, still showing up, still being Val Kilmer. And now, his legacy's locked in forever. Hollywood's been showing mad love. Actors, directors, fans, everybody. Because let's be real, when you leave a mark like he did, you don't just fade away. You become legendary. So, what's Val Kilmer's legacy? Dude was more than just an actor, he was an artist. He didn't just play roles, he became them. His performances in Top Gun, Tombstone, The Doors, and Heat, straight up masterclass. And even when life threw him some heavy punches, career struggles, Hollywood politics, and cancer, he never stopped fighting. He adapted, he evolved, and he found new ways to tell stories. Even after his illness, he kept pushing. He was involved in documentary work, continued to paint, and even experimented with NFTs. Yup, dude was still keeping up with the times. His 2021 doc, Val, gave fans an intimate look at his life, with never-before-seen footage from his early days to now. A real, raw, emotional journey. Val Kilmer wasn't just a big name in Hollywood. He was a major inspiration for a ton of folks. His performances still hit home for today's actors who study his work to grab some serious insights. Kilmer had this insane talent for diving deep into his roles, pouring real passion into every character he played. Whether he was channeling Jim Morrison, bringing charm as Doc Holliday, or being the laid-back Iceman, he built a legacy that up-and-coming actors totally admire and want to follow. On top of his artistic wins, Kilmer's bravery is something else. Even after losing his voice, he didn't let that stop him. He kept pushing forward, finding ways to connect with his fans, share his story, and keep making art. That kind of dedication is what it's all about. His documentary, memoir, and final performances remind us that no matter what life throws at us, sticking it out is key. That's why Val Kilmer will always be respected, not just for what he brought to the movies, but also for his unbreakable spirit, creative brilliance, and kind heart. That's a wrap on this one, y'all. If you're feeling this, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, what's your favorite Val Kilmer movie? Also, let me know, do y'all think he was the best Batman? Debate it out in the comments. And hey, if you made it this far, you're a real one. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me on this journey through Val's life. If you want to see more deep dives on Hollywood legends, let me know who's next. Maybe Keanu, maybe Denzel. The choice is yours. Drop it in the comments, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.